Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode of JayReviews. Thank y'all for coming again. Give yourself a round of applause. Appreciate everyone coming by and showing a little love. This week, we are getting into one of the greater biopics, apparently, that's hit our theater generation. We are coming at you talking about the Grandmaster King of Pop.
You see it, you can do it.
I think we're going to start this episode with our favorite segment of the show, WWJDD. Because, let's be real, we already know the story of Michael Jackson. You can't not know it. It'll be hard not to with him being the biggest star that's ever graced this earth. Let's be real. So, the basic question is already, who is Michael Jackson? That's not important. I think what's really important is how you tell who Michael Jackson was. See, I go about it like this. Whoa. Now, if you want my whole spiel, feel free to skip to the end after the credits. That's where I break down how I would have done this biopic of Michael Jackson. But until then, enjoy the review, and hopefully, I'll see y'all at the end. Peace. And that's where the film fumbles. The timeline, the checkpoints, it all feels very generic. When you look at biopics like Rocket Man or, I guess, Better Man, which is a little weird with the ape thing, but still, they leaned into the creativity. You feel the artist's mind at work, so much so it even affects their surroundings or how the visuals are even told throughout the story. Even more traditional ones like Bohemian Rhapsody or Straight Outta Compton give you weight. You feel their impact on music and the culture in general. And most importantly, the viewer gets a more in-depth dive on the actual characters themselves. The good, the bad, and the ugly. No estate involved. Now this kind of plays more like a highlight reel. Now don't get it twisted, the acting is strong. Jafar is scary accurate, like carbon copy level accurate. Especially in those close-ups. It almost feels like very intentional how much they lean on those shots to show off that resemblance. And Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson, man. There are moments when he really brings that fear to life. And on a deeper note, it honestly raises real questions about discipline, especially in the black community. Because as comfortable as it may seem, without Joe, will we have the Jacksons? Let alone, will we even have Michael without that type of discipline? That's a further conversation. Let me know in the comments what y'all think on that one. Those father-son scenes are some of the most interesting parts of the film, even if they sanitize.
So, I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
I need to think.
I told you what to think.
But here's honestly the issue. The film never sits with anything. It's cut after cut after cut after cut.
Good.
Especially during the performance scenes. And that's wild to me because those are the moments where you're actually supposed to slow down. Let us breathe with it. Let us witness and appreciate Jafar becoming the icon his uncle was in real time. The longest shot I feel like during any performance scene was probably less than 6 seconds. And to me, that's kind of a problem, but hey, we're all biased. Yeah, the spectacle is there. Of course the spectacle is there, but they rely too much on the crowd shots, in my opinion. We get it, Michael moves the crowds. Maybe they could have constructed a different way to where I could see the worldly impact Michael had. The unity, the culture shifts, moments like the Bloods and Crips united for the Beat It era. I felt like honestly those moments like that were just brushed over, ignoring that there were several incidences of violence and cops nearly canceling production because of that. That's history, that's power, and I feel like the film barely taps into that. Instead, we get something safe. At the end of the day, Michael feels like a cookie-cutter biopic. A greatest hits playlist sprinkled in with a little childhood trauma. If you're looking for a deep dive into his creativity, his songwriting, his psyche, his upbringing, and how it shaped him, you really might not be getting all that you asked for. And honestly, 2 hours and 7 minutes doesn't seem like it's enough, especially for someone whose life was as massive as MJ. Hell, Elvis pushed close to 3 hours, I think, clocking I think like 2 hours and 49 minutes. With a pacing that felt like 3 hours and 30, the least I could do is give Michael 3 hours. Michael could easily carry that runtime and then some. What's missing most to me is honestly style. This is Michael Jackson we're talking about. This is the epitome of creativity. Why not get surreal? Why not let us feel what he felt? His imagination changed music, visuals, performance, everything. But the film plays it straight, like a Wikipedia page with a budget. Now, about the criticism. That low rating, I think when I first clocked at 27%, was low-key a little disrespectful. But people are expecting darkness, controversy. This is a Jackson Estate-backed film. If you think they're gonna get any type of negative connotation about Michael and his life or the family, I think we got another thing coming. Of course, it's never gonna go there. And plus, there's life before the allegations and there's life after. It's a two-parter movie, so we'll see if the second one actually gets into those controversies. Still, the bigger issue is that this film feels formulated. Joe is the villain, rightfully so, but other family dynamics kind of get brushed by, especially the controversy with his brothers.
Also, I'd like to thank all my brothers who I love very dearly, including Jermaine.
We love you, Jermaine. It protects the Jackson brand more than it actually explores Michael as a person. And that's the disconnect. Also, side note, where has Janet Jackson been this whole press tour for this movie? We have not seen the sister of Michael Jackson once, but hey, that should tell us enough about this film. It might not be the true story the whole family wants to tell. I feel like Janet was the closest one to Michael between all his siblings and family, but I could be wrong. Michael more than likely probably wasn't represented the way that they wanted to. But also, let's keep in mind, let's be very, very real. Michael was from Gary, Indiana. Michael was a real nigga.
Every time Beyonce and Jay-Z make a song, Michael was getting a check. I bought the Beatles.
Yeah.
While I'm doing the video with the Beatles. Paul don't find out till the next fucking day Michael done bought the Beatles. That motherfucker come on and say, how can you buy Beatles? How can you buy Beatles? He said 60, I gave you 64. That's a lot of money. The girl is mine.
Your publishing's mine.
This nigga's a gangster, nigga.
Michael Jackson was gangster.
You don't make $1 billion being no punk motherfucker.
Yeah.
You cross paths wrong with Michael, he'll buy your catalog. He bought the Beatles catalog, and I feel like we didn't even talk about that. And that was in order for him to get more playtime. Michael never came to play, especially if he thought you thought he wasn't what he thought he was. Does that make sense? Because everything we know from artists to producers to other creatives, even actors, Michael wasn't just this polished figure. He was sharp, competitive, deeply creative, and had a real personality. He had people in the crowd fainting for crying out loud. I feel like when you have that much aura, you know you have that much.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
This movie version of Michael kind of pales in comparison to what even fans like me get from archival footage.
Shake the hands of the guys out in front. Everybody. Don't get too close to the end because we got an awful rough crowd.
I never get too close.
Okay? What did I say?
Do we have enough security for the show?
We're getting more security now. You don't have
As long as the security tight, I'll be tight.
Michael's provocative flirtation undoes even the most elaborate security system.
It's toned down, it's just safe. That said, I did feel something watching this movie. And it's inspiration. The way he chased creativity and stayed curious and stayed open to receiving like creativity and how he always stayed on. It doesn't push boundaries, it doesn't experiment, it doesn't fully capture the mind of a once-in-a-generation artist. If you're here for the music, the nostalgia, the spectacle, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're looking for more depth, you might be leaving wanting more. Because Michael wasn't linear, his genius wasn't neat, it was layered, imaginative, larger than life. And structurally, there was honestly a perfect moment for a huge swing, but you gotta honestly just know Michael Jackson lore and like, do the math. A lot of people don't realize that Michael Jackson, when his hair caught on fire and he nearly lost his life, that was legit the halfway point in his whole lifespan. That was a turning point, a real life midpoint. You end the first film right there at the Pepsi incident. Everything builds, the pressure, the fame, the expectations, and then boom, fire. Cut to black. No resolution, just silence, a cliffhanger. For a new audience, I think that could spark some type of curiosity, make you do your own research and just learn something new, or build anticipation for the next film if you are too lazy to do your own research. Allow people to dig deeper and feel the weight of who Michael Jackson was. Now, for a two-part story, I think that's bold. And I think that would honestly get people hooked, and it's unforgettable. Because if you split it there, now you create a space. More time to really explore the making of Thriller with Quincy Jones. More time with his brothers, the dynamics, the tension, the foundation. More room to show how those iconic music videos were born, not just recreated. You can actually show the cultivation of his creativity, not just the results.
All the songs on the album, seems like you can do much more video-wise, no, movie-wise, than any of the songs because of the story and all the visuals and monsters and stuff. And I wanted Thriller and Beat It to be a stimulant for people to make better videos or short films. I really did. Because, I mean, I love MTV watching it. You know, I think it's great. But a lot of stuff I see I'm not so crazy about.
And a little rushed. And honestly, ending it on a bad era just felt a little awkward and random. Like, why? Why there? When you couldn't really end it on a moment that could have hit so much harder. Especially if you knew you were splitting his life into two movies. Because Michael Jackson's life wasn't just a sequence of events, it was art. So tell it like it's art. Thank you for once again stopping by JayReviews. Please follow your boy on Letterboxd, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the socials. We're not gonna stop till we get enough, so I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, peace. So here's how I would have done the Michael story. Not as a timeline, but as an experience. Picture this. You're in a museum, not just any museum, maybe like a Grammy Museum or the Rock Hall of Fame, something prestigious for artists and musicians, and just an art exhibit, a dream. Every wall is alive with color, sound, and movement. Music is echoing faintly through the halls. A young black kid with a fro, clearly inspired by a young Mike, walks throughout the halls just trying to figure out who this man is. He's curious, wide-eyed, just taking it all in. He doesn't get fully who Michael Jackson really is, and he's that guy, as we all know, but he's just exploring. Then he stops. In front of him is a piece of art, something that resembles a Dangerous album cover, but it's different, twisted, expanded, alive, almost like it's breathing. He kind of reaches towards it and analyzes it, but then that's where our story begins. Each section of that piece of art, every strange face, every hidden detail becomes a doorway, a moment in time, a memory, a piece of Michael Jackson. Not told in order, not clean, but emotional, surreal, creative, just like him. So now we go back to the museum. We have a young man who has now learned the story of Michael Jackson, another inspired generation. Kind of like the Pepsi generation commercial and how he was inspiring them to be the Pepsi generation. Y'all see me? Y'all feel me? I mean, hell, we can end it with the kid even trying to do the moonwalk in the museum. But you get the notion that even after 17 years from his death, he's still inspiring new creatives, new generations, and we get a more impactful ending. You know, my friends, print it, cut it, post it. I feel like that would have been a solid movie.
Like this? Or can you see chess?
I can see right about where your Nike is.
What a schmuck. Back up. Ah, didn't we? Like this. That's how you back up.